is Eric, and today we have with us possibly the happiest man on earth. And trust me, just sitting opposite him right now, I am really feeling the happy vibes. His name is Andrew Mathews, and he is an author of 6 international bestsellers. And you'll be surprised to know that his books has been interpreted and translated into 35 languages, and he has been on 3,000 TV and radio shows.
I had a fellow say to me, Andrew, you write these books on being happy. He said, what if I don't want to be happy? He said, what if I want to be miserable? And I said, well, then you should be miserable if that makes you happy. It's about our focus. It's what we look for. We find in life what we look for.
So I'd like to start today's interview with just one very simple question, and that is, what motivated him to start writing books on being happy?
I don't think there's anything more important than being happy, because our happiness affects everything. Our happiness, when we're happy, we're healthier. When we're happier, we have more energy. When we're happier, we live longer. When we're happier, we're kinder to other people. When we're happier, we support the people that we work with. It's really the foundation of everything that we do. There's nothing we can do that is more important than being happy with our life and who we are.
So what is it about happy people that make them so different, that make them so much more successful?
Well, happy people think differently. Happy people, firstly, they make a decision to be happy. And this was a real, this was a shock to me. And what I discovered was that happy people had made a conscious decision that, whatever stuff is happening in your life, that there's a way that you can respond to it to make the most of it.
Is there like a daily routine that we can start doing?
It is.
Let's get started.
It is. It is that every day we get up, we say, this is my 24 hours and I'm going to make the most of it. We look for good things. If you look for good things in your wife, in your girlfriend, you find them. If you look for bad things, you find them. If you look for good things in your work, you find them. If you look for good things in the country in which you live, you look for good things in Singapore, you find them.
So it is about looking for the good things.
Yeah, and you notice that happy people have a habit of looking for good things, and we have a choice to do that. So it's a conscious decision that we make.
No one is going to be happy 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The point is, how quickly do we bounce back?
That's when I first heard about your book, I felt that Singaporeans really need to read your book. Because it's like, if you go on the train, you see, especially at 7 a.m. when people are heading to work, everybody's faces are like blank, like a blue screen.
Yeah.
And they're either sleeping or they're dragging their feet, to work. Is there anything that they can learn from you, to make their work so much more interesting, so much more exciting?
All work is repetitious, almost. But what we find is that people who enjoy their work find that they get up every day and they look for ways that they can put their personality into what they do. They look for ways that they can somehow be a little more caring, a little more effective, a bit more efficient than they were yesterday. It's not the job we do, but it's the attitude that we bring to it. It's the idea that there's some way that I can do this better than I did it yesterday. And we all see it. We get into one taxi and the taxi driver makes the trip a sheer pleasure. We get into another taxi and we just can't wait to get out of it. And it's two fellows doing the same kind of job, but it's the attitude that we bring to it. What happens is that when we start to be positive, when we start to make our own life work, when we start to live well and happily and seeing the good things in everything around us, we start to attract happy, positive people.
One of the biggest obstacles to happiness is that we postpone it. We say, I'll be happy when.
That other people come along and make us happy. It's that we work on ourselves. And as we work on ourselves, we find that our life improves. And then we find that we attract people who are almost like a support network to help us to feel better. And the best thing that we can do is continue to look for good things on a daily basis. Look for good things in our circumstances, even look for good things in the problems that we have. Somewhere find something that we can gain. When we're faced with problems or disappointments, we say, what do I learn from this? And I think on a daily basis, we always think about what we want. If we focus on what we want, then we get closer and closer to what we want in life.
过去常常认为快乐好像流行性感冒，也许你被传染上，也许你没有。然而我发现 快乐不是偶然的事，是我们每天的选择。
当我们怪别人的时候，我们能改变什么呢？